Smack talking where the legends live and the rookies get schooled in law. This ain't just talk. This is smack talking raw. You ready, Pinky? Judge always Ron. Let's lay the smack down. Boom!
Welcome to another episode of Smack Talking Raw. I'm your boy Pinky. And look who's back. Roster Dramas is in the house. Oh, yeah, baby. That'll look real good hung up somewhere.
Where is my missing in action mans, man? That's what I'm talking about. We got to get him back. I'm like calling the old milk carton pictures. We want Punk. We want Punk. We want Punk.
Sounds
Man,
like he's coming back for SummerSlam. You be all right.
Yeah, man, I'm going to tell you like this. I really apologize last week, everybody that came on the show to tune in for me. Last week, this East Coast, West Coast thing, I see why Biggie and Tupac was at odds with each other for so long. It's because they couldn't get it right. So for a minute, I was like, oh, man, I got some time. And I was like, all right, 9 o'clock, I'm going to wait a minute. 9 carry the 2 minus. I was doing Steiner math at that point in time, and it was over. So I was like, hey, there ain't no chance to be on the show tonight. So sorry about it. You know we're going to get it, though. So welcome to the show, everybody. Super excited to have Cody still here doing the thing. We was talking earlier before we came on the broadcast about his beard, and I never went through puberty, so I'll never have one. So I'm just going to live vicariously through you, Cody. How you doing today, brother?
Oh, man, I had a fantastic weekend watching Night of Champions, and I threw my son a birthday party, and his theme was the Usos, so I brought Mr. Jay Uso with me.
That's excellent. Excellent.
So, yeah, but great weekend. A great, fantastic weekend of wrestling. So,
Yes.
But I'm really glad I've been joining you guys, getting me up on some wrestling knowledge, especially the old school stuff. And I just enjoy hanging out with you fellas.
Appreciate you, Cody. I also have some show and tell. I was at Target this weekend, had to go to our buddy Caleb's daughter's birthday party. I got invited. If I get invited, I usually try to make it if I don't have anything going on. So I ended up going, had to buy a little present for her, and going to Target, I was like, oh, there is wrestling figures at Target that you can't get it anywhere else. So I was like, I got to go and I got to check it out. Well, that was probably a bad thing for my pocketbook. So I ended up walking out of the store with, I got NWO Hulk Hogan.
Hulk Hogan, nice.
$12. Can't beat that for $12. Then we got my man Drew McIntyre.
Drew McIntyre. Yes.
So and again, these were the only ones in the store. So they had multiple figures of Roman and Seth and CM and all that, but only one Drew, one Hulk Hogan. And I was really looking for at Target, they sell the LGN WWE superstars from like the 80s. They've come back out with them. The first series had Hulk Hogan, Logan Paul, Dusty Rhodes, and John Cena. And the second series has, Jesse the Body Ventura, King Kong Bundy, Ultimate Warrior, and Stone Cold Steve Austin.
And that's the bottom line.
This was hidden, like, in the toy section. This was the only one. They didn't have any figures of these anywhere. no Ultimate Warrior, no King Kong, nothing. It was tucked in a corner. I just happened to find it by searching every single nook and cranny up in there.
You just made someone real mad, Peaky. Probably someone put it there to come back for it.
Yeah, they're like, man, I forgot my wallet. My wife can't see this happening. Oh, it's a special gift for my husband's 50th birthday. Some you messed up some.
Hey, don't be poor.
And that's the bottom line. You know, it was a great weekend of wrestling, everybody. And, you know, one of the things about having great wrestling is, you know, the tribal stuff starts to happen. You got AEW, which is really on fire right now. Their programming, their product is really just nailing it on every level. Today, we're going to talk about WWE programming. And, you know, there's some stuff that I just, you know, again, as I'm looking at the creative of WWE, a lot of stuff that they do just absolutely positively sucks. And when I say sucks, it sucks ass. So you got Oba Femi, who is the doll of the ball. He is outstanding in every way. He's massive. His moves are believable, all the things. But you start to cheapen him down when you have Jey Uso come out and say, well, he tapped out, right? And then you cheapen the thing when you make a decision that, you know what, forget the title. I want Brock more than I want the title. We'll talk about this more and more, but like the rant of today is, come on, WWE, come on. This is back like 2015 booking when Vince McMahon had nothing to compete against. He's like, I can just throw anything on the TV and everybody's just going to watch. No, people, the ratings are doing this, and you have the opportunity to have Oba and Brock fight in a Hell in a Cell on night one. The winner gets the choosing of their title on night two. You can make that thing blown up. If Brock wins, he fights the champion on night one, whoever that is. Or if Oba wins, he fights on night two, and then you can build it up so people get excited. At the end of the day, one of the things that made the Attitude Era so awesome, it was so unpredictable. You had a chance to dial in on the programmings on Monday nights. By Tuesday morning, it was water cooler talk. Like, oh my gosh, did you see what the NWO did? Did you see what Stone Cold did? Did you see what The Rock did? But what's happening nowadays is that it's, who cares? And you have an opportunity to have some people that you care about, i.e. Oba Femi, Brock Lesnar, being able to go after it. Let that marinate a little bit. Let the whole thing or do something. Do better. Do better, WWE. And I'm out. Go ahead.
Ron, and I'm going to add to that of do better. Do better because us wrestling fans, we want to share the awesomeness with our casual friends that aren't quite wrestling fans, but we think we can get them. But we got to show them something awesome in order to hook them in and get them talking and wanting more. And WWE is just not giving us that. They're just not. They're just not. Now I show people AEW, that turns the lights on. WWE is just not turning the lights on. So I'm with you on that, buddy.
Yeah. So Cody, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm totally with you guys on the same wavelength. Like especially watching Raw, I came up with more questions than answers. Like but just going after Brock. Like, okay, so the King of the Ring doesn't even matter. Like, I thought the King of the Ring gives you the right at the title at SummerSlam, but you're gonna go after Brock Lesnar, and I can go after the title when I want. So what? Someone else is going to be number one contender, and you're just going to jump the line? I mean, you're Oba Femi. You're the ruler. You could do what you want, but it also doesn't make sense.
Right, Cody. I'm glad you said that because I do want to talk. I want to talk about King of the Ring, and I'm glad you said it doesn't matter because that's one thing that I've come up with is that the King and the Queen of the Ring is a gimmick to give someone a championship match, right? Just like Money in the Bank is, Elimination Chamber, Royal Rumble. It's a gimmick to put a story together, right? Ron, Cody won't remember this, but Ron, do you remember this? When King of the Ring mattered?
Oh, yeah. Yes, I do. Yes.
And then they spent months of him coming out with Elizabeth and the pomp and circumstance and the King of the Ring. I don't even remember if he got a title shot. It didn't matter. He came out like he was royalty. He was better than everybody because he was king of the ring. Right? Where's that? And then we've got to pay homage to the other awesome king of the ring,
King Booker.
And Queen Sharmell. I think it's Sharmell, right?
Yep, you hit it.
Yep.
Which is his wife, which is awesome. Great story. They played that for months and months and months. And it was the greatest thing ever. King Booker and King Macho Man. And I want that again. I want that. I would love to see, and maybe it's a little corny, but I would love to see Obafemi in a big ass cape with a big old crown. And maybe you can make it a little, I mean, he's got that whole Nigerian beast thing down. You can make it a little more Nigerian royalty, you know, play into the character, the big ass beads and stuff, you know. I want to come back to this because seeing Oba, like, hey, I'm king, I've got this crown, I'm just holding it in my hand. It doesn't mean anything.
Cody did the same thing last year. It's like it takes away the meaning of the whole experience. It's like I think that one of the things that WWE, TKO, and Prosper is they're trying to make WWE into like UFC light. And so in trying to make it UFC light, what happens is you take away the whole characteristics of what makes WWE fun in the first place. Get to suspend reality for a couple hours, right? You got somebody coming out and they're King Booker, and either you like them or you don't like them, and you boo them. You're like, man, I hate how arrogant King Booker is, and da 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 da. But now it's like I have a situation to where I'm dealing with people, and I don't have any reason to dislike them or like them, and they're not putting on banger matches. AEW is kicking their ass when it comes to matches.
Big time. I think we'll do a show here. Maybe we'll do it next week. We'll do AEW versus WWE. We'll put categories together and we'll just go down and which promotion's better. That might be a good conversation to have. But Cody, since I will tell you, pull up on YouTube. I'm sure they've got some videos of King Booker and King Macho Man. It's awesome. They were the best two Kings of the Ring. There's been other. I think Bret Hart was. I know Stone Cold was. Cody was last year. King of the Ring. It's just those two guys made it their own, and it became synonymous with them. I can't think of Booker T. I remember Booker T in Harlem Heat, and I remember Booker T in NWO for a little bit. But what stands out is King Booker. Like, for me, Booker T is King Booker. Always.
He needs to come out with the cape and the crown again and just bring back that opportunity. That was outstanding. You're right.
Oh, moving on to Night of Champions. We've got a couple matches to go through. I really want to hear your guys' honest opinions. So let's start with this one. Tiffany Stratton and Jade Cargill.
What does CM Punk do when Seth Rollins comes out? Why are we even talking about this match? This doesn't belong on any brand of professional wrestling. I don't care indie. I don't care about a kid's birthday party that you went to, Cody, your son's birthday party. It doesn't belong in any of that stuff. This was horrible, man. Horrible. Embarrassing. Like, if I would have brought somebody to watch this match and say, hey, you got to check out Jade Cargill. She was Triple H's girl and everything like that. And you got, That is terrible. Terrible.
Cody?
This match, I got into like the first 2 minutes. And then I went and did something else. I was like, why did I even start this to begin with? I thought Tiffy Time was at the tippy top, and now she's mid-carding with Jade Cargill. Like, come on now. Like, obviously they're not the top superstars that they quote unquote were supposed to be if they're doing a match like this. That I totally walked away and did something else. Better with my life.
Better with my life. Holler at me. Yeah. Terrible.
Well, I sat through all of it. And first of all, from the start, we didn't need this. I will say, I was glad the women's United States title was defended on a PLE. I do think that was important. But I feel like we could have had anybody else face Tiffany but Jade. Because we've seen this match before. We've seen this match multiple times. I will say Jade Cargill is much better as a in-ring performer now than those previous matches, but there was nothing new to this match. Shenanigans at the end, that was kind of fun, but other than that, yeah, this is the match that's just like we won't even remember this was on Night of Champions as we get to next year. Even when we get to Survivor Series this year, we won't remember that this happened.
But the shenanigans were stupid.
It wasn't great. It wasn't great. But I like the Chelsea Green, Tiffany Stratton kind of, will they be friends? Will they not be friends? Like I kind of dig it.
That was my favorite part in that whole thing, is like that pairing, because like.
But I love Chelsea Green.
Yeah, who doesn't love Chelsea Green? You know.
Is that Ron saying you don't love Chelsea Green? Was that you raising your hand?
No, I was raising my hand.
Oh, okay. Whew. Okay. Everybody should love Chelsea Green. She's a national treasure, and she deserves better. She'd be a queen over in AEW. Like, I have no doubt about it. All right, let's move over to something more fun. We got Trick Williams and Ricky Saints. Let's talk about it.
You know, Ricky Saints, he needs to be a part of some kind of group. Him alone just doesn't do it in WWE main roster. He needs to be a part of like the Vision, or he needs to be a part of the Judgment Day. He needs to be a part of something so he gets more depth to his character, because when it comes to his wrestling, he's got some good skills, but it's unbelievable that he can beat Trick Williams. It's unbelievable, unfathomable that he could beat someone like Obafemi, even though he did. You know, it's just unfathomable that those things could happen. They really need to get him into, like, him and Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams. They should do exactly what Jade Cargill did with Michin and the other girl. And create a stable together and say, okay, we're tired of fighting each other. We're going to go fight against everybody, and we're going to create our own stable. That would be a better run than him trying to do it on his own.
What do you think of the match?
Cody, what do you think?
I'm totally on board with what you're thinking on Ricky Saints, but I really enjoyed this match. I always love Trick Williams matches, you know. And I mean, I need more character depth to Ricky Saints to make it a really good match, to take it to that next level. But like, the wrestling part was great. Like, I really enjoyed this match. I did like that finisher at the end from Trick Williams. That trick shot at the end was brilliant.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah.
What'd you think, Pink?
Well, I thought this actually was a really good match for Ricky Saints, because I think so one of the issues they've had is they really haven't given him any time to talk or any time to really show his character. Now, we know who he is from AEW and from NXT. So, like, we know what the guy can do. But they haven't really allowed him to get on the mic and get to the audience. This was the first time we got to see that. Him kind of running away, him doing the Eddie Guerrero thing with little Yachty's little kendo stick. Like, I loved it. I thought it was great. I thought this was a great job by both of these guys. It was an entertaining match. Trick Williams, like he shouldn't lose to Ricky Saints here, obviously. So the booking was right here, and I think it allowed Ricky to. I'm hoping. Because he got this again, it was in Saudi Arabia, so he got a big pop over there. I'm hoping he starts to get some of that love over here when he comes back, because I think he's a great performer, and I don't know if he'll ever be main event. But we always need some bad guys. We need some bad guys that just can play that character so well, like effortlessly. He's just a turd. I love it. We'll see what happens with Ricky Saints. Let's see here where we want to go.
It's like I look at him and I look at Austin Theory, like they could be a tag team, like we're cousins or something. You know what I mean? It's like they could do so much inside of the division to get people to get more pop and circumstance instead of creating these people that just become glorified jobbers. Because that's when I look at Ricky Saints, that's exactly what they're making him, because he's not believable to beat Trick Williams. Definitely not believable to beat Roman Reigns. Trick Williams, on the other hand, he's totally believable to beat any of the above that I just talked about.
Would you say that's more of a failure of putting that United States title on him versus just sending him up to the main event? Because I feel like he's got the main event feel. Like, I don't know why they put him in this United States title mid-card scene. Like, I don't think he needed it.
Well, they were trying to explore something when they had him fight Cody Rhodes when they first fought, but nobody knew the storyline that was inside the audience. So there was no pull from his situation with Cody and him in AEW, which kind of made it flat because Cody just ends up beating him, and it's kind of like, okay, that was a good match for Cody. Now Ricky's been jobbed out. Where do you go from there, right? You got all of these young talent, like in the episode last night where Roman and Seth were talking. I know we're going to come to that, but they were talking about the future. Cool conversation, because I remember when the Shield was first formed. Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins, and Roman Reigns, and they were Ricky Saints and Trick Williams. And now they're getting ready to start segueing out of the business here in the next couple years. Who
indeed. All right. Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker in a steel cage match. Cody, what would you think? I know you're a Braun Breaker guy.
Yeah, I mean, Braun Breaker's starting to die off a little bit in my household, but because the dogs aren't barking anymore in my house. But I liked it. I was rooting for Seth Rollins to win this one. That was my pick. But I loved the brutality they both brought. Like, just walking out, and Seth just starts going under the ring and starts just chucking in weapons and chairs and everything. And then Braun Breaker did the same thing, and Seth's just sitting in the chair waiting for him. Like, okay, let's get this going, And it was a slobber knocker. And like I was at my son's birthday party watching it on my phone, and I'm telling my boys, hey, they have like 20 chairs in there. They're like, what? Like, that's crazy, But and then they just start destroying each other. And there was times where I was like, oh man, Braun Breaker hit him with the spear. Oh no, like, here we go, It's all downhill. And then Seth came back, and like an avalanche stomp at the end, just to put him away. Like, that was a good, a good page in this storyline. I don't think this is done quite yet, but we will see.
What you think, Braun?
Well, Seth Rollins is dead to me forever because of, that's bottom line. I think that you have an incredible talent in Braun Breaker. And I think there's a very fine line between booking and booking. And right now they're not booking, because Braun Breaker should be made dominant. Because if he's going to be facing someone like Oba Femi in the future, if he's going to be facing top-ranked talent in the future, you can't have, even though this was a great match, you can't have your future superstar taking losses like this. You just can't. And it's unfortunate that the booking team isn't looking at the future. They're looking at, like, okay, we got to put butts in the seats in SummerSlam because we failed at WrestleMania, so we got to make sure we get the best card that we possibly can to make up for it because we're getting all this heat now. Well, that's how it's coming across to me.
And they've got still a bunch of tickets for SummerSlam available. We're going to talk about that, Ron. I'm talking myself into going to SummerSlam, so I'm talking myself in. I picked this from the beginning. Seth Rollins. I felt like he had to win. I felt like I do think this is over because I think the vision is done. Like there's just nothing to the vision. I mean, Paul Heyman was like, he didn't even tell Austin Theory he was in the building last night, right? That's not good. So the vision's, I'm hoping it's dead. I think it was a great idea. I think actually the start of it with Braun and Bronson and Seth was great. And then injuries did what they do, and they tore up that story pretty quickly. Great. The brutality, like you said, Cody, was here. Everything was in this. But I do feel for Braun Breaker because I feel like that injury and the vision's failure, all of that has looked poorly on him. And he is now, I don't even know where he stands. Like I don't even know where he goes at this point.
He's a lost dog.
He is a lost dog. Like, I don't like, who does he like? I would assume, being one of the best young talents, he should have a match at SummerSlam. But who are you putting him in with? We're gonna have Braun and LA Knight again?
Like, no, that's not on the table because now, see, this is where the booking goes stupid, right? WrestleMania, first match of the night. Who was in it?
I don't remember. Night one was so awful.
LA Knight and the Usos fought against I Show Speed and whoever else it was, right? So in the end of the day, now those people that were in a feud against people are now in a feud with it. What? That makes no sense. Like, they didn't have a problem at WrestleMania. They didn't have, all of a sudden they come back to Raw and it's like, okay, we just tagged at WrestleMania. Now I hate you. Let's fight again.
It's tough, buddy. It's tough. So congrats to Seth Rollins. I still think Seth Rollins made me smile when he made CM Punk cry. So I was in for it. That's one of my moments from last year that I won't ever forget. He's still my guy. I think Seth Rollins is a top-notch wrestler. Win, lose, doesn't matter. He always puts on
That's
great
why Karma's a bitch, and that's why he really went out and had to sit out 7 months. That's right. I got 2 words. Seth Rollins.
No, he had to sit out 7 months because he was dumb and tried to do a coast-to-coast. That's why he sit out 7 months. Like, some things you shouldn't do when you're like 38 or 30, whatever. I think he's close to 40. You shouldn't be doing a coast to coast. It's just not, just don't do it. This is not the right thing to do. All right, let's talk about this before we get to King and Queen of the Ring. We had Gunther, Cody Rhodes, and Sami Zayn in a triple threat match. What do you think, Ron?
Sami Zayn winning the title is like wiping your ass with a piece of toilet paper. Jinder Mahal is the only title holder that is possibly worse, and I say possibly because at least the Maharaja, he was kind of believable. Sami Zayn can't even believe that he's the champion, right? It's terrible. To be the champion and you're riding around in your car and you're looking at the title like, I can't believe it. I never thought I was 20 years and another and 16 other things. And blah, 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 blah. Dude, hurry up and get the title off of Sami Zayn. I think about the people that have held that title. The Rock, Stone Cold, Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns held the title for 3.5 years. He had nothing to say about who's holding that title on Monday night. Like, are you for real? You're going to book Sami Zayn to win the undisputed world championship. Give him a world title, give him the world heavyweight champion. Don't give him a title that Hogan held, that Bret Hart held, that Stone Cold Steve Austin held. What? Don't do that. Get it right so that the best there is, the best there was, the best there ever will be. Yes, Bret Hart at age 73 years old could beat Sami Zayn right now for the title.
Ooh, that's bold. That's bold.
Wow.
I'm not going that far. Cody, what'd you think? Obviously, Ron hated it.
I'm with Ron too. I'm all like, because I know I picked Cody to retain, but yeah, I hated it just because like Sammy's so boring and his wrestling isn't that great. A haluva kick, okay, like I could take a haluva kick and kick out, you know? Yeah. I'm not even trained, you know, but I feel like I could beat Sami Zayn, you know? And I don't see him holding that title going into SummerSlam. I feel like he's going to drop it fairly quick. And if he does carry it into SummerSlam, he better lose it at SummerSlam. But I mean, I'm not excited about a match with him at SummerSlam. You know, he doesn't do anything for me.
Let's say Cody and Punk are in a match at SummerSlam, because I feel like that's the next logical step, because they don't need a title to have a great match. Would you agree to that, Ron?
I would agree.
Yep. So if we're trying to sell tickets, put butts in seats, that's a match to have, right? Two, if that's got who does Sammy face? We get Gunther again, and then Gunther wins. I'd love to say my boy Drew, but he's off filming another movie. Jerk.
I just, like, at this point, it's like I don't want to see Sami Zayn fight anybody. Like, I mean, for real. Like, at the end of the day, they see WWE where they misses it. Okay, so follow me for a second, right? I'm talking a lot because I missed you guys last week and I didn't come on the show and I had a lot to talk about last week, so I'm just coming through it. So it's my show this time. So this is what I want to talk to you about. WWE is about booking. You got Solo Sikoa, who's a free agent. He doesn't have the MFTs anymore. You have Solo Sikoa come out to the ring. He intends to cost Sami Zayn the opportunity to win the match. He accidentally hits Gunther, or he accidentally hits Cody, and now they have a feud and Sami somehow gets the title, right? You have multifaceted booking that you can have there all at a moment's time. But what happens is you're short-sighted. We're in Saudi Arabia. That's why I wrote down Sami Zayn's name, because I could see it written. We're in Saudi Arabia. It's going to get a big pop. We're going to have everybody on the internet talking about it. Meanwhile, AEW is having a show the next day that kicks our ass. It doesn't matter. We have way more likes and way more people watching because Sami won in Saudi Arabia. It's kind of like Mick Foley winning. They say that's going to put butts in seats. This is even worse. So the thing is there's no depth to where you're talking about it. So there's only one way that you can do. You got to get the belt off of Sami. But you're not going to get the belt off Sami because you want people to just be pissed off. So Sami's going to have the title for a while. So there's not going to be a title change with Sami Zayn. So Sami's probably going to fight CM Punk at SummerSlam. And when he fights Punk at SummerSlam, he's going to retain, or he's going to win, or something's going to happen to where he's going to keep this title for the next 6 months. He's going to have a Kofi Kingston type title reign. That's my prediction. And then Oba will take it at the Royal Rumble or something like that. I'm through.
All right. Well, look, I predicted Sami to win just because I thought it was something interesting to do. Because at the moment, I'm like, well, where do we go from here? What do we do? I agree. Let's get the belt back off of Sami in short time. He doesn't need to hold it forever. It's nice. It's a good story. It's kind of like giving him that due of, hey, you've been a really good asset for the company for a long time. Here's that title that we've been promising and
that we've been alluding to. And at the end of the day, okay, you're back. Pink
I don't know
Dog.
what happened there. So that's why I picked Sammy to win. I am interested. I just had a thought, boys. Who beat Sammy for that United States title?
Wasn't it Carmelo Hayes?
The first time.
Ilya?
Who beat Sammy the second time?
Oh, whoop that trick.
Trick Willie, baby. Trick Willie can beat Sammy any day of the week and twice on Sunday. So Trick Willie needs to come for that title now. It's his time. He could be double champ.
I like it. I like where you're going with that.
Get Trick Willie up to the main event. He can drop that U.S. title if he wants, or he can hold it for a little bit if he wants. But I didn't hate this as much as you guys because I saw that this just makes things interesting. Again, I try to go with either what's going to make money or what's interesting. I felt like this was interesting because then if Sammy won, who knows what the hell's going to happen? I don't. It might still be awful, but it'll be something different. All right. King and Queen of the Ring. I'm going to step in first this time, fellas, because I believe Ron has started the show off so eloquently talking about bad booking. And this is another instance of bad booking, of when you book yourself into a corner by having your champion actually in the Queen of the Ring tournament and in the fatal four-way to move on, you don't find a way to have her not win, right? They could have easily just had somebody else win, move on. She didn't lose. Somebody else got pinned. Liv didn't lose. Champ is still strong, right? I'll be honest. I love Io. I love Liv Morgan. Both of their characters are ones that I enjoy. I like the match. I felt like the match got better as they got more comfortable with each other. But at the end of the match, when Io won, and I picked Io to win, it made me go, shit, we're going to see this match again. And I was like, I just saw it. I don't know if I want to see this again. What's going to be different the second match, right? So bad booking puts you into this situation where Io Sky immediately had to call out Liv Morgan. I assume that's somewhat because Rhea is injured and may not be at SummerSlam. And if that's the case, why not have two of your best stars in the women's division face each other? But we just saw it. What do you think, boys?
Codarius, go ahead and make it happen.
I am completely on board with Pink Dog here because you did book yourself into a corner here. And now we got to watch Liv versus Io round 2 at SummerSlam. And I feel like it's just going to go down the same path all over again. So, yeah, like this. Yeah, this was like, I like the match. Like the match overall, it took a while to warm up to each other and get in rhythm. But overall, like, I'm glad Io won. But like you said, we got to experience this at SummerSlam again. So there's no like pop or anything to make it look, to make it exciting, to make fans look forward to it.
Ron, I got a question for you.
Sir.
This so Io kind of hurt her knee at Night of Champions, or that's what they were playing on. And then they went after her knee last night on Raw. Is there a chance they get her out of action and Stephanie Vicaire steps in here?
I didn't think about that. That would that's a nice little piece right there. I just want to go back to the booking, right? because that's a nice piece. That would be a real nice little element in there to bring back the rematch from WrestleMania, which they did that match such a disservice at WrestleMania, so it deserves its time for sure. The thing that just is stupid to me is Danhausen in regards to this match. Don't let that get lost for a second, because Danhausen all of a sudden puts a curse. The curse is ridiculous, right? The curse has caused the Knicks to be the NBA Finals champions, right? Like, is the NBA in on this or what? Like, is K-Fab like really going across to the NBA at this juncture of the game? As I watch professional wrestling, there's times where Santino Marella, right? Crazy, stupid things. But Danhausen is becoming so much of the show now, it's a turnoff because of the fact that you stick him in certain spots, he's not the whole damn show. Danhausen, if he ever wins the World Heavyweight Championship, ever, that would be worse than David Arquette.
I hate to tell you this.
Heavyweight champion. You got to go deep undercover for that one.
I hate to tell you this, buddy. He keeps selling merch like that. It's happening. Like it's gonna happen. Dude, 2 years from now, he's still moving merch like he is, taking over the world. You know, there might be a 3-month stretch where you've got Danhausen as your world heavyweight champion.
Joe Hendry versus Danhausen for the WWE Championship. Oh my gosh! Wow.
I believe. All right, let's move on.
So going to this match, WWE booked themselves into a corner, because if Liv were to have won, she would have fought champion versus a champion that's not even there. So they kind of, with all due respect, regardless of whether Rhea was there or not, why do you have your champion inside of Queen of the Ring?
I want to think that was the whole idea. That's what I'm thinking, is the whole idea was Liv was going to win this tournament and she was going to face Rhea Ripley. And we could bring that back because, again, Rhea puts butts in seats. But with Rhea's injury, I think they had to swerve. And now we've got Io versus Liv again.
I thank you for being so generous with WWE.
I'm hoping that somebody's got some brain cells somewhere. That's all, that's what I'm just saying.
You know, the one thing, I criticize WWE all the time, but over the last year and a half, they have had an extraordinary amount of injuries inside of you've had Kevin Owens get hurt. You've had Io Sky get hurt. Stephanie Bakir get hurt. You've had all these different wrestlers. Seth Rollins get hurt. Braun Breaker get hurt. So they've had a lot of people that have been injured. They have to move on the fly. However, they have the deepest roster in all of professional wrestling, because they have the main roster and they can always plug from the mini roster, NXT, to bring people up. So there's no excuse for the product sucking as bad as it does at times. And I'm so grateful that we're here to talk about it on Tuesday nights when I show up. Okay, there you go.
Amen, brother. Amen. All right, Cody, we got Oba Femi, the ruler, the destroyer, the bringer of war, versus Jey Uso. Talk about it.
Well, I like the build up. I kind of enjoyed the build up to this match. Like that Jey Uso is like, I'm gonna be king of the ring, and here's your warning shot, bah. And Elba Femi goes, well, when you shoot, you better not miss the ruler, But yeah, I felt like this match was pretty fast, because I felt like, Jey Uso got a few spears in and a couple super kicks, but after, the ruler just ate him and just squashed him.
This was 8 minutes.
Yeah, I felt like this was a little bit shorter than that, like just by how it went. And I don't know if it kind of shows just how dominant Oba Femi is, but also, does he have that much stamina in the tank, So But how this went, yes, I'm glad Oba is the king of the ring, but now he's like, oh yeah, I'm the king, but I'll take my shot whenever I want, and I'm not taking it at SummerSlam. And I'm like, that doesn't make sense, you know? You won for a shot at the title at SummerSlam, but you're not going to take it. You're going to take it when someone else is number one contender and just hop the line. Like, that's just going to cause more issues, you know? But
Bad
the
booking.
ruler can do what he wants to do. It's his kingdom.
Absolutely true. What about you, Ron?
I like the match. Jey Uso, I like the heat that he's getting because of the rocket ship comment that Triple H made a long time ago. And it's like, I'm sick of the yeets. I really am. Like when he comes out and he's going to yeet for 15 minutes, it does absolutely nothing for me at all. He's out there and he's winded when he gets through yeet and everything like that. And he's like, okay, oh, you want me to run it back? And he comes out yeeting. The first couple minutes, if you watch his match, the first couple minutes after he gets through yeeting, he ain't ready to get out there and do no things. But in this particular match, I think that he put on a Superman type show, and they've kind of put that rocket ship on Jay this time to like get him more, I'm not going to say believable as a character, but more, you know, he's somebody that can compete with anybody. So it was nice to see him and Oba go head to head for 8 minutes, and I'm glad Oba won.
I mean, at the end of the day, it didn't matter how or what happened in the match. Oba had to win. Like that's just what had to happen. The internet would have gone just bonkers if Jay had won. Probably on the same level as Sammy winning. Basically, I just like the fact that they allowed Jay to look good and still get squashed. Like he put up a fight against Oba, you know, that was cool. He may have earned Oba's respect a little bit, and yet he still got squashed. So everything had to happen. I still think overall, Night of Champions B. I think most of the matches were actually enjoyable to watch. The booking, as we talked about, it's not great, but most of it was entertaining for a Saturday afternoon.
What would you give it, Cody?
I'd give it a C+. Not good, like not great, but it was decent. Just how the booking went, like just didn't do it for me, you know, because like they did back themselves into a corner like they always do, you know, and like Sammy winning, that like yeah, he got the pop, but it didn't pop it for me, you know. It was like, okay, cool. Like, we got a champion that isn't the greatest. That's great, you know?
Right.
All right, boys.
I give it a C-. I just feel like the booking isn't doing WWE any good as far as like, especially with going the next night and watching Forbidden Door. Forbidden Door, my new favorite of all the AEW wrestlers is Sky Blue.
She was in the pre-show.
Yeah, on the pre-show, and she lost, but she is entertaining all the way around. Like she is one of those that just like can't take your eyes off of her because you don't know what she's going to do for a lot of different reasons. But yeah. Anyway, we need to have an AEW segment and just talk about that for a little bit. Let's talk about that.
Let's go, boys. Forbidden Door, awesome. It was awesome. I mean, I feel like almost every AEW PLE I watch is an A. And if I want to nitpick it, I just be like, hey, you gave me too many damn good matches that were all too long that I was exhausted by the end. Damn it, AEW. I want less matches and I want them to be shorter.
Yeah, I want to be at WWE's ring because I remember the last time I had to take a nap, but I had taken a nap, so I was able to watch this, and it was fantastic.
my
And especially
dad,
this match that you have up.
my dad he made it till he made it till the main event, and he was like, I gotta go. So that was like 10. That was like almost 10:30 at night. The wife made it to right about right before the second event, so she did good. She did good. It was a lot. This match was great. I didn't know anything about this Zack Sabre Jr. guy. Seems like a pretty damn good heel. What a dick. I love it.
He is one of the best wrestlers in the world. And he carries the heel character persona fantastic.
And of course, Kenny Omega is Kenny Omega. Oh. Cody, I know you didn't watch it. It's fantastic. What I would recommend doing is, since you have HBO Max, go back. I just started watching the All In Texas from last year because I hadn't seen that. It's really good. It's really good. Anything else about this match, Ron?
You know, when you talk about putting on a banger, you put people out there that put on a show. And Kenny Omega and Zack Sabre Jr., they are the epitome of a banger. They put on a match that they've had before 8 years ago. And this particular match, because Kenny's a little bit older, you know, a little bit more responsible as far as his body and stuff like that goes, I'm just admiring him, how fantastic he is still in the ring. Still in the ring. And Zack Sabre Jr., he comes across as somebody that you want to just pluck his eyebrows out while he's sitting in an electric chair getting ready to die. You know what I mean? Like, you really do. I do not like that guy, but that's what he's supposed to do as a character.
Absolutely. Let's move over to, they had a similar type of thing. They had the Owen Hart women's tournament and men's tournament, and the winner gets a title shot. And this was a tournament bracket just like King and Queen of the Ring, very similar. This one had Mercedes Moné, CEO, and Maya World, who's kind of an up-and-comer. This was kind of the underdog. This was a damn good match. I kept thinking this was going to end, and it just kept going. I want to say this was like 24 minutes, I think.
It was a long match, but it was quality length. Quality.
You know what was funny is Maya spent half the match trying to figure out how to keep her boobs in her outfit, and eventually just had to say, forget it, I'm just going to keep wrestling in my bra. Like, I don't think she. I didn't
think about that. That's perfect.
She didn't test that out at all, because like you could see at the very the first 10 minutes of the match, she's constantly putting them back in, and it's kind of like they're falling out over her whatever thing she had up front. That was kind of something that you could just put down. At the end, she just put it down and wrestled the rest of the match with her bra hanging out, which is fine. We didn't see anything. In fact, I enjoyed that part because I was getting kind of annoyed that every time she did a move, she was having to fix herself.
Right.
And that for me kind of takes away from what's happening, because now I'm trying to fixate on like, wait, what are you doing? Why are you moving this way or that way again? Oh, because your titty popped out. I got it. Okay. So, I will say, boys, Mercedes Moné looked like $1 million. That pink and black she looked good. Not to mention she's a great wrestler.
She is a true star. She is a true star. And AEW has recognized her as that. 11 titles at one time. Being able to carry the brand. I mean, you have Toni Storm, who was lighting the world up, and yet in the background you have Mercedes Moné with 11 titles at a time. That was incredible. And
she did the right thing. She went and dropped them all, right? And then came back, right? It's awesome. So Cody, you will want to watch this. This may have been one of the better female wrestling matches that you'll see out there. Nice. Would you agree with that, Ron?
I would totally agree with that, especially especially what you were talking about, like having to work through a wardrobe malfunction and everything like that. That was fantastic all the way around.
Think about Jade trying to keep her wig on, and I give her credit for that. This was on like the next level because she's trying to keep her boobs in. Like, and they weren't cooperating because they're pretty big too. So notice that right away. All right, boys. This was one of the most fun cage matches I think I've ever watched. Do you know, Ron? I know Cody didn't get to see it yet. You're going to have to watch this. I don't think I've ever seen a cage that's a circle.
Never.
It's typically a square.
Yes.
I loved
it.
That circle because you've got the front row is literally right there by the cage.
Yes.
Like right there. Awesome. What a concept to still have your fans so close in there. Because WWE, the square cage, you put that over. Now there's kind of it's not really close to the crowd, and the crowd's got maybe limited viewing depending where they're at. This was perfect. You know what the best thing about this was, Ron?
Andrade turning on MJF.
Well, that was awesome. I loved all the backpacks and different things they brought into the match.
Oh, yes.
When Homeboy broke out the Nintendo with controllers wrapped in barbed wire.
Yes.
Strangled him with them. Teed off. Actually, I took a cartridge out, blew on it, because we all had to do that back. And Cody knows nothing about this, but we had to do that.
I have a Nintendo,
Puts it in, and then Mac just smacks the shit out of a guy with it. I was dying. And what else did they bring out in one of those bags, Ron?
Well, they had the bombs explode. That the Darby Allin bomb, that was incredible.
That was great.
What else?
There was a big ass bag. Big ass bag. They brought out
Leo Rush came out. That was so sick that he was sitting in there the whole time, and he comes out, and MJF is like, "What the hell is happening?" That was great.
And then they beat his ass and put him back in the bag, and then wrapped the bag with chains. I was like, yes. I thought all of the guys here all got to show off, all got to get their hits, all looked like great performers. And at the end of the day, Team Briscoe did what they had to do with some help from Andrade to beat Team DC MJF. Awesome. Just such a fun match. If this was the main event, we would have been happy. We'd be like, this whole PLE has been great. Awesome. And it wasn't even the main event.
Yeah.
This was 30 minutes.
12-man tag, and usually 12-man tags are kind of like boring and predictable. This was a little bit different. It definitely had a different edge to it, which was awesome.
I think the one, when you get 12-man tags, there's just so much going on all over the place that it's kind of hard to wrangle. And I think they did a really good job of, guys kind of being off on the side, just laid down, not doing anything, right? Just gathering their energy. And then, then they would come and hit their spot. And then I think they just did a good job of making sure that we didn't have chaos everywhere you go, because then the camera can't catch it all.
Right.
So very good job from the producers on this match. Loved it. And then what else were we going to get with a Swerve Strickland and a Will Ospreay match besides an absolute banger? Like, I think we all knew Will Ospreay was going to win. But they did a really damn good job throughout the match, making us feel like maybe Swerve is going to win. Maybe he is going to win. Is that possible? Like, this was tremendous. Talk about it, Ron.
The character development for Will Ospreay, making him a part of the Death Riders, Swerve Strickland, he's been a dominant champion. He's a dominant competitor. And just a lot of the move variations that they did together, I didn't think they would be a good match or pairing inside of the ring, but they were actually pretty phenomenal. I love Swerve and I love Adam Page because their chemistry is pretty fantastic because they're kind of the same wrestler in two different bodies. But Will Ospreay and Swerve Strickland, they're two different wrestlers. And watching Will Ospreay put over his just athletic ability with the brawl and pound of Swerve Strickland was just incredible just to watch. These guys, they have a history in AEW that's at least the next decade of doing stuff together. What do you think, Pete?
Oh man, for sure. I mean, they tagged up last year, and then this year they put on one of the best matches. And this just goes to show you, like, I'm so sad that next month in August, AEW is coming to Colorado Springs for the first time in 3 years, and I can't go. I am so sad because I'll be in Kansas. Because I want to go out and support AEW. So now I'm telling Robert, you need to go, Robert, because I won't be there. We need everybody to go out and support AEW wrestling in our town because I want them to come back. And the better they do, that tells them they can come back. So I can't say good enough things about AEW. The $40 I spent was well worth it. I got to spend time with my dad, watching wrestling, drinking some beers. Even my wife looked up from time to time, like, oh, damn. Like, although she did say, wait, at the very beginning, Ron, you'll love this. She goes, wait, we paid for this? I was like, yeah. She's like, I don't recognize any of these people. I was like, yes, honey, I don't force you to watch AEW. Like I could force you to watch it, but I normally watch it, Wednesday morning or Thursday mornings or Friday evenings when you've gone to bed already. So it was pretty enjoyable. Cody, please, when you get a chance, spend some time, check out this match. I think I gave you I have a login. You're always welcome to log in and check it out. Final thoughts, boys.
I think that one of the things that WWE got really complacent with is they thought that AEW was competing against NXT. And now they're competing with the main roster and they don't have anything to combat with it. It's way more exciting to think about TKO and UFC being more like AEW than TKO and UFC being more like WWE. Those guys in AEW are doing some serious things, serious business. And I just really want to commend them for just making a secondary alternative to wrestling.
What you got, Cody?
WWE needs to do better because I can beat Sami Zayn, and I'll stand by that. So
I'll pay for that.
I'll still watch it. My boys still like it, but they're not excited about Sami Zayn being champ. But it's starting to become where my kids don't enjoy it anymore. If my kids don't enjoy it and I have to watch it by myself, like there's no fun in that anymore, They like the good matches and the good writing, not this boring stuff that's going on right now. But always enjoyable to be chopping up wrestling with you guys. I look forward to Tuesdays now. And what about you, Pinky? What are your final thoughts?
All right, boys. Well, I'm going to give you a final thought of the future. NXT had their Great American Bash Sunday evening to counter program Forbidden Door. It did not stop me from watching. I just watched it on YouTube later. Lola Vice, who was the NXT Women's Champion, and Kendall Gray. Kendall Gray is now the NXT Women's Champion. She's undeniable. She's the next big thing. She's a fantastic woman's wrestler. I don't know about her character, but her wrestling is top notch, and she is one to keep an eye on. I don't think it'll be too long before she's on the main roster. Wanted to give a shout out to her. And I think Lola Vice is actually getting called up soon, Ron, just so you know.
Yeah, that's got to happen.
You know what? There's nothing better than her hitting someone. They fall down. Somehow they stare at her while she goes, hits her hips, and then puts her butt in their face, and they didn't even move.
Right.
They knew it was coming.
They're like, I'm here for it.
They're like, I'm here for it. I want to see Tony Storm take that. Tony Storm, get all up in there. All right, boys.
To all of our watch people, whether it be on YouTube, Facebook, here live, watching it later, we just want to thank you guys so much. We're just a couple of wrestling fans that love this, and this is your guys' show. So please, in the future, drop likes, comments, concerns. If you ever want to be a co-host on the show, put some interesting comments in the thing, and we might put you in the show. But at the end of the day, we just talk about what we talk about. And if you don't like what we're talking about, I got 2 words for you. Suck it! See you next week.
Yeah. Smack talking raw. Ron and Pinky in the house. We the main event, yo, the crowd gon' scream. Cena hit the ring, you can see me theme. See a punk pipe bomb, truth getting told. Stephanie Curr in the ring looking bold. Pinky's on the mic, Ron's got the play. Dropping hot takes every single day. Mike's blaze, crowds wild, energy tall. Monday night vibes, we bring it on. From the top rope talk.